Welcome, friends of the Greasy Shop Rag. Today we're going to take a look at a Husqvarna 390 chainsaw, and we're going to put a new top end on it. This is a saw that our tree crew is running, and I think that it died because of a lean carburetor setting, a dull chain, and an aggressive operator.
Bullshit level, DEFCON 5.
So they screwed it up and I get to fix it. You can see that the top piston ring still moves in the groove, but the bottom one is seized. And that top one will seize just as soon as this thing gets warm. So we're going to start harvesting parts off the old cylinder. We got the intake runner off and the anti-vibe spring. Then we're going to take a look at our kit with our new piston and cylinder. Make sure everything's in it. You're going to want to inspect this thing and make sure that there's no sharp edges or anything in it. Nothing that's going to cause a premature wear mark or score in the cylinder. Everything looked good. We're going to put our intake boot back on. Get that tightened down. Put our decompression button back in. Get that tightened down. The next thing we're going to do is lube the inside of the cylinder. We want that first few pulls not to be dry ones. So we're going to get some oil inside of here. And you'll notice when I start this thing up that there's not a big oily mess. So don't worry about how much oil you're putting in there. We'll get some oil on the wrist pin bearing. Get that installed. And now get our base gasket out of our gasket kit. This is the way I would put things together if I was using some silicone sealant on the gasket, but I'm not. This one's going together dry, and I probably would have been better off if I would have just laid that gasket on top of the crankcase rather than putting it on top of the cylinder here. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. So this paper towel is going to help us out in case we lose one of them circlips that we're putting in the piston. We want to make sure that the rings are installed correctly and that they're lined up with the locating pins in the piston. And I'll get some oil on those as well. Put some oil on the skirt. Some of these pistons come installed with the clip on one side already. This one's not. So we'll get that first clip installed. It's just easier to do it before you put it in. Put the wrist pin in. Get our arrow facing toward the muffler. Get some oil on the wrist pin and assemble it to the connecting rod. Next step is to put the last circlip in place. The act of installing the circlip isn't that hard. It sometimes can be a little difficult to get at. But the important part here is to take some time and make sure it's installed correctly. You don't want that coming out. That would destroy the engine. So I'll use a little piston stop here to hold the piston up a little bit while I'm installing the jug, and then a ring compressor. Now some guys might do this by hand, manually collapse the rings as they're pushing the cylinder on. Whatever works for you. Using this tool has one disadvantage, that you have to so you have cleared the rings now, and now all this monkeying around you're seeing is trying to turn a tool 180 and slide it out of there. Because I didn't have that gasket underneath the that white plastic block that's holding the piston, I've got the orientation of my gasket wrong right now. So I have to correct that. And if you're paying attention, it's no big deal. You just put it back in place. If you're not paying attention, that's when you run into problems. So we're going to seat the cylinder to the top of the crankcase and then get our screws installed. Here I'm just using a magnet to get the screw started in the hole. I'm not going to show you all 4 screws going down. I think if you're planning on doing this, we're well beyond that. I am going to torque the 4 cylinder bolts down to 10 Newton meters. We'll get our anti-vibe spring that's between the cylinder and the handle. We'll get that mounted in place. And then we can move on to the flywheel. Now, I will have to back up here a little bit. You can see in this picture that the spark plug's in place, but through the magic of video editing, you'll see that the spark plug actually isn't in place. I'm going to use a rope to lock the piston. Make sure that the piston is above the exhaust port so that the end of the rope doesn't get caught in a port. And I'm just doing this so that I can torque down the flywheel. Now you've seen other videos where I just give it a couple ugga-duggas, but this is, I got the torque wrench out anyway. Might as well get it right. 23 Newton meters on this nut. Then we'll get our rope out of there. No big deal. Gap our spark plug. And we'll torque that down to 1 ugga-dugga, I believe. Let's check it out.
Click.
Sure enough, 1 ugga-dugga. Air deflector goes on next. That green kill wire and the spark plug wire will both get tucked into the air deflector. There's locating tabs for them. Just double check and make sure that the starter turns the engine free. Now this step is very important. You want to pressure test your work. Make sure that you have no air leaks or vacuum leaks. It's doubly important if you tore this saw apart and never perform this step before deciding you're going to put a piston and cylinder in it. The muffler goes on next. Your decision to use Loctite or not is up to you. I put Loctite on the 2 lower bracket screws to hold those in place. I don't know that Loctite would do a lot of good. I don't think blue Loctite would do a lot of good on the actual studs that go into the cylinder. And we'll torque these down as well. Next, the carburetor is going to go on. It's kind of funny because this is one of the bigger saws that Husqvarna makes, and it uses some of the smaller screws to hold that carburetor on there. Gotta get our choke lever put into place. It snaps into the linkage on the carburetor. And torque down our carburetor mounting screws. Tank vent line put our throttle cable in place. And then just kind of do a function check and make sure that the throttle works smooth, the choke works properly, the high speed works. You don't want any of that stuff failing on your first startup. Have the engine racing or something like that. We'll get the top cover put on and the air filter, and then we'll see if this thing runs. So that's all I got for you on the 390 top end. Thanks for watching. Later.